studio production begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome back to Diagnosis Autism. I'm Crystal Holman. I'm Executive Director of Autism Chapter Eastern Shore. Today we are so happy to have a wonderful guest, someone that probably everyone in this community knows. I'm going to introduce you to Patty Tinkle from Holly Community Incorporated. She is the Executive Director of Holly Community Incorporated. And today I'd like to welcome her and find out all the information of the new programs. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
So the question that I have is, most of the parents that I get phone calls from that have children with autism, they're trying to find out what do they need to do to be part of the program of Holly Community Incorporated.
Holly Community Incorporated is a private nonprofit organization. So we're not a state agency and we are not a retail for-profit organization. We're a private nonprofit, which means essentially many of our services are free or low or no cost.
And that's so wonderful that it's available for many. The other question that I usually have is, does the child, being part of the programs that Holly Community Incorporated have, does the child already have to have a diagnosis before they come to you?
Absolutely not. We have an array of services for individuals who feel there needs to be something to help their child or their loved one to live more independently, more normal as we might call it, during their daily life, whether it's at school, whether it's at home, with friends, with family, going to church, being involved in the community. Those things, maybe it's a piece of assistive technology, maybe it's a computer to access the internet, to do learning, to help with schoolwork, or a recreational program, a fun activity. Any of those services are available regardless of whether or not the diagnosis has been secured or there's a suspicion of a disability.
And that's, again, so amazing because there's so many parents that either they know something's wrong, they're struggling with their child, but yet they either A, don't have the insurance yet or they can't get the funding. I know when we went through the battle of just trying to get a diagnosis and they told us it was going to run $14,000 and we didn't have insurance yet. And I had no idea what we were going to do. So it was wonderful to know that services were available prior to the diagnosis.
And you know as well as I do, diagnoses take time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we don't have time when, when something's going on. And speaking of the services and programs, what different types of programs do you have available for the children or adults with autism?
Well, Holly Community has an array of services. And when I say an array, we offer programs to assist people from infancy to senior citizens. So with the diagnosis of autism, we look at activities that a person can participate in and enjoy at their level. So for the smaller child, we have recreational activities. We look at programs that involve exercise and movement and getting involved with friends, socializing with other children their age. And two programs readily come to mind. One program we've been piloting for a number of years that we've had very good success with, and I know you are pleased to it, is our what we call SPLASH program. And SPLASH is an aquatic program to enable not only the child with autism but also members of the family to come together, to get into a heated pool, to spend time together for an hour and a half, enjoy the warm water, enjoy movement, enjoy just having fun together, but to do it with other families as well. The pool's rather large, and we can host in up to 10, 12 families at a time, and it gives everyone just a chance to intermingle without the stares of the outside world who really don't understand autism or some of the behaviors that they're seeing when an autistic child maybe doesn't do or say or act quite the way they're used to seeing.
And I have to tell you, on the journey for Hayden, when we first attempted to try a swimming pool, we were at a hotel. He was maybe 2.5 years old, and we put him in the water. He's screaming ballistically. It was a horrible, horrible event, and we never could get him to calm down. And the hotel manager asked us to leave the hotel. We had to go ahead and check out and come on home. And through Holly Community Incorporated and having the Splash program, I know the first time we came in, it was like baptizing a tiger. There was a lot of people involved, and he was just screaming, and it didn't go well. But then the second time we came back, he got a little better, a little better. I think by the third time, it was a miracle. It was just absolutely seeing a miracle. I've never cried over a child swimming before in my life, except to see this miracle. But he felt safe, and he felt protected, and he felt accepted, and that's so important for any child with a disability. So the Splash program for Hayden was just a miracle in itself, because now the child, my son, can swim and play and love the water. And now if we have since gone on one more vacation, the same hotel, and he never wanted out of the pool. He never wanted out of the pool. He just had a blast. It was the best vacation that we'd ever had in 7 years, because he's able to enjoy those moments just like a regular little child, just having fun.
And he interacts so well with the other people in the program, calls them by name. He's so excited when he comes.
Well, and sometimes bossing them, bossing them around. Yeah. But I know he loves it. He just loves it.
But it wasn't just the swimming pool where the change occurred. Didn't you tell me that bathing at home was an issue?
Absolutely. It was, bathing at home, it took us at least 6 people holding on to him, and then myself trying to scrub and clean, and he's screaming and thrashing and kicking and screaming. And now it's just myself, and I can, give him a bath, and it works out great, and he loves the water now. So it not just changed his life socially, but it changed his life on independence for his own self, not to be afraid of water, not to be threatened by water. And it was a gigantic door that opened up just for him to have another step of independence.
Mm-hmm. And families who have children without autism don't understand this terror of waters to the extent that even a bath becomes a nightmare.
Right. And that's part of the sensory integration. The sensory integration on my son was at a level that when he would get into a warm bath, for my son, it probably felt like acid. It probably felt like it was burning his skin off. Not because it was too warm, not because it was too cold, but because it was just water. A hairbrush, brushing his hair with a soft hairbrush, felt like nails to his little body. His body was in constant fire. Through that sensory integration, we've had, of course, many amazing things of trying to repair his system and repair him. And, of course, today I have to bring up one of the most amazing parts of Hayden is that healing, that sensory integration. We did different music therapy, of course, the swimming program. We did art therapy, and through his art therapy, a child that could not hold a pencil, could not hold a crayon, absolutely would go crazy if somebody put chalk in his hand, is now able to paint. And paint is an underestimation of what he's doing. It's just a creation, because I know how to make a stick with head for people and for animals, and it's stick people. I don't know how to draw and paint, and my son now is at a level that is amazing, and I want you to talk about my son's artwork.
Okay.
And what has happened.
That's great.
Amazing.
What we found out, or what we discovered, was that Hayden was quite the artist. And through some local art competitions, he had become an award-winning artist with a number of pieces, and we asked your permission to take those pieces and have them developed into note cards, which we did. And we are using these as a fundraiser to support autism programs for children here on the Eastern Shore. It's a gift set of 8 cards, and they'll be on sale through Holly Community or through the ACES program that people can call, and the telephone number will be displayed on the screen, I'm sure. And Hayden's picture's on the back, and it tells a little bit about Hayden and how to reach Holly Community. But this is a great way to demonstrate that even at the young age of 9 and 10, fabulous things can happen.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm so honored and proud of course, my son's accomplishments, but I'm so honored that Holly Community Incorporated would even think to put this together for him and for his success, and to get this art into hands of other people that may not know there is help, and there is hope, and that we're out there, and that we're available. And that's, I'm just so honored, absolutely so honored. And the cards turned out amazing. I know the journey of his art. When the art teacher came privately to the house, I said there's no way I could bring him to her studio. She had never seen such a challenge, but through the steps of working with him and teaching him how to draw, and the way she would talk to him and get him to understand, okay, now you're going to curve, and now you're going to make a point, and making sure that he understood each step. Now, through his artwork, he has won first and second place through Wacomico Farm and Home Show. I think 4 years in a row now. It's just unbelievable.
Great.
And again, this is a child that couldn't even hold a pencil.
Sure.
They said, the specialists, the doctors from Kennedy Krieger said, he will never be able to even write his own name. Yeah. Well, we did them. We've done it. The other part of Holly Community is the questions of, through the battle that the parents have, you mentioned technology. Can you talk a little bit more about what technology is available for the families?
Sure.
For instance, with my son and not being able to touch things, and in the beginning, when he was nonverbal completely.
It's an exciting time with technology, particularly with the apps that we're seeing coming out with the iPhones and the iPads and the Androids and the whole array of technology. We're discovering through a lot of research that these apps are very stimulating to the children who have been diagnosed with autism. They seem to be able to focus and maintain almost a relationship, if you will, with the technology that amazes even some of us who have been around this for years. So we have that technology. We have trainers who come in from time to time and can offer special trainings, and then we also have that technology soon to be available on loan to families, either to come into our office and try it out with some private time. Not that they have to have somebody sitting all the time with them or saying, touch this and don't touch that. But if they need the assistance, the training to learn the devices, that's what we're there to do. So Holly Community offers an assistive technology loan library. The idea is we have an array of devices, everything from toys that make sound to toys that are just tactilely different or varied, to computers that have been altered, to programs and softwares in computers, to just a wide assortment. So it's something to come and check out. It's something that if you see a device that might work for you or your loved one, you can check that out.
Okay.
Meaning you can take it home for a period of 2 weeks, try it out, see if it works, and then if it does, we can talk about, one, how that works for you at home, or two, how it plays into the education program at your local school and a child's individual education program through the Board of Ed.
And that's wonderful. Again, I know that I know I have led many families to you. One comes to mind that the child was mortified of computers, and they had a budget that was so tight they were not able to purchase a computer, but they knew that everything in school was turning computer, so she actually pulled him out to homeschool to try to get their little lives figured out. And now their little son is doing a phenomenal job on computers. I mean, he's just a computer whiz now.
Yeah.
He knows more than mom and dad, and all because of Holly Community Incorporated helping them out. And I know that they did do the borrowing or the setup for the computer program.
Okay. Yeah, we have a computer recycling program where we take donated equipment and we go through that equipment to make sure it works properly. We then listen to what a family may need or want to do with that equipment and attempt to customize it for their use.
That's so great.
And then place it on loan for a period of a year and a half, 2 years, whatever it takes. And that can be renewed for another 2 years if need be. The computers are 5 years of age or older, so it's not the latest, greatest technology. It's not the flat screens. There are some that are pretty broad geographically, which means they take up a lot of space on the table. And then we're starting to get a few laptops that we hope to be able to offer out, which are going to be really exciting and kind of fun. We even, from time to time, have the older child coming in and actually putting their hands inside the computers and doing the testing and doing the diagnosing of problems. And so that's kind of fun to watch that happen as they get in and become inquisitive.
Oh, that's wonderful. And it's truly amazing service to be able to have for the families and the children. I know the other question that usually comes about is that right for people to log on to find out what is available and how do they go through the process, and can Holly Community Incorporated help them help their children?
Well, Holly Community Incorporated partners with an organization called the Eastern Shore Center for Independent Living, and what we have to offer through this partnership is what's synonymous to Centers for Independent Living across the nation. So anyone challenged to live more independently can find out about all of these services through our website, which is www.discoverhci.org.
Wonderful, wonderful. Again, I'm just so pleased that there is a program and services out there for the families, for the children, for anyone that has a disability. I mean, I've seen your building and all the amazing things that you do offer for families, no matter what the disability or situation is in their life. It's overwhelming, the wonderful things that you bring. I know that the last question that I had was one that the parents, when they do call, and normally since the diagnosis of autism has come out, I'm getting anything from 12 to 18 phone calls a day, and through those calls of parents, one of the top one is that when they get in touch with you and they be part of the program, is it only income-based? Because that's one of the issues that most families are not sure. Can we get it? Can we not get it? Should we try? Is our income too much, too little?
No one is disqualified based on income.
Oh,
let me start there.
Okay.
And let me say that some of our services are free. The Splash program is free. We ask for a small donation. It can be as small as $1, or it can be a little more. It depends on the family's ability. And if there is no money to give this week, that's okay. Come anyway, because it's about opportunity to have social time with other families and just enjoy yourselves. But our services are also funded by grants, so we're able to offer some items free. We do fundraising, as with our cards, and some of our services do have fees, and they're on a sliding scale. So for those who can afford to pay, we do have a small fee, and for those who can't, we then, if there is a need to pay for a service, attempt to help them find the resources to secure what they want or what they're seeking at that time.
Again, amazing, amazing. What you do for the families, for the people, for the community is just outstanding. And I know that from experience with Hayden, our life is so different. It's so different. He has a chance of being independent, and he has shown that through these, even though it might look like a small step to some. It's a gigantic step for Hayden. So again, I'm just so grateful you could be on the show today and have the services that you have. I advise everyone to contact Patty Tingle, contact Holly Community Incorporated. You're not alone. You're not by yourself. You have a way to help that child, but you have to reach out to the community. As the statement says, is that it's not just one person that raises a child, it is the entire community. And again, thank you so much for being on the show.
And before we stop, we just want to mention 2 new programs that are on the horizon,
Great.
and we're so excited about it. Beginning in January 2012, we're offering what's called a Young Athletes Program. This targets children between the ages of 2 and 7, and it's for those who may have sights set on involvement with Special Olympics at some point in time. This would be pre-Special Olympics for that age group.
Okay.
It's all about movement, again,
Yes.
socializing with children at that age group, and getting out and having fun. So that's one program that we're looking at. It's called the Young Athletes Program,
Yes.
and we encourage people to call. The second program that we're looking at, which we hope the ACES chapter will partner with us to do, is to bring an educator into the area who's going to talk about food and diet and gluten-free meal planning. And we're looking at trying to do that in the early spring.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So lots of new things on the horizon, and we're really excited about these opportunities.
And that's, again, the gluten-free, dairy-free is a very complicated world. To have somebody out there that can help guide you through that journey is, again, an amazing task. The programs that you have are outstanding. And again, I thank you so very much. And is there any other fundraisers that you personally have coming up for Holly Community Incorporated?
We always have fundraisers, so check our website.
Okay.
And we always are looking for volunteers.
Okay.
Volunteers to do a number of things, from stuffing envelopes to helping people write resumes to find jobs, to being a part of our fundraiser. There's lots going on, and we're excited every time someone new walks in the door and says, "I have a few minutes, can you use me?"
You say, yes, I can.
Always.
And that's wonderful. And, you know, that's a good idea, is try to get a hold of any of the church organizations. If you're involved with the church organizations, have your young people come out. You want to find a project for them? Have them contact Patty Tingle at Holly Community Incorporated. I guarantee we can keep her busy. We can keep those youth in a good place, and knowing that every day is an amazing journey. And through that journey, you can meet some phenomenal people. And again, I thank you so very much.
Great. Well,
for being
thank
on the show.
you. This has been wonderful.
Thank you. And you're watching Diagnosis Autism. I'm Crystal Holman, Executive Director of Autism Chapter Eastern Shore. And we're so grateful to have PAC 14 part of our show and to be our sponsor. Truly grateful, and we will see you the next time you tune in. Thank you so much.
Would you like to see your community organization or nonprofit group featured on PAC 14? To get started, contact us at 410-677-5014 or visit our website at www.pac14.org. PAC 14 is a great way to connect with your community.